there.
Hi everyone, Sarah here with the paper cut. It's Thursday night, so first and foremost, we always make sure we have video and sound. I can see myself, so let's see if I can hear myself. Unless my mom or I have our, there we go.
Yep.
I think we've got it down that we turn it off. Until next time when it happens that we don't turn it off. So, anyways, here we are, Thursday night. And what's going on? Well, anyways, let's just go through a few things. So next week we're going to start shipping our Crafters Classroom. Oops, my card is stuck shut. So, okay, I won't be opening this card. So I was messing around with it. Okay, well anyways, I was messing around with it, I did something, and I actually stuck it shut. So I will teach you how to not stick it shut. The Crafters Classroom, we're going to be doing the peekaboo shutter card. Right now mine is totally playing peekaboo and won't let me open it. So I'll figure that out sometime before we're done.
New trick.
Yeah, new trick. I don't know what I did, but anyways, I'll teach you not to do what I just did. Anyways, August 1st or shortly after, we'll have our recap email. In that email, it's going to be kind of important because we're going to have information about our upcoming warehouse sale. So our warehouse sale in person will be the 16th for classes, and the 17th will be in-person shopping at our warehouse in Wisconsin. Then we will do virtual the week after. So starting, let's see, 17th, 18th, starting on the 19th, which is Monday, we'll do virtual all week. We'll end on that Saturday with a comment sold. All week long we'll have classes and some mini classes. So, but I'll have more information on that on my August 1st, and then registration for that will open up on approximately the 15th of August. But for now, let's go down to the table because we're going to talk about folio cards. Okay. So anyways, I just got my thing unstuck. So I kind of, sometimes when I'm doing my weekly things, I will use pieces that I have cut for other stuff. So right now I had this piece cut, and that is what I'm going to use a little bit for the folio cards. But anyways, I did get my peekaboo shutter card unstuck, and I do have two of them. I'm still waiting for the die to come for these two pieces so I can make my second one. But that's our Crafters Classroom, August 13th. Peekaboo shutter card. We'll be shipping those next week. It's going to be tight squeeze because the die is going to come, and then we're going to have to run them right away, and then we're going to have to get them out in the mail to you. So anyways, let's go to the shutter card. Shutter card is one that I probably have never demoed before, or at least not here virtually. It is an older die cut that we've had forever. So it's got your 4 clover leaves, it's got your 4 scores. It folds into a square. So the square that it folds into is 4.5 inches. Now, I think we started this way back when, and this stamp is from Too Much Fun. Yep, Too Much Fun, there it is. And they had stamps that fit right on there, which kind of made it easy for what to do, because there were, I think they had a whole line of them. Now, I don't know if they still have the whole line of them or not. And I seem to remember that it was called a different company before it was Too Much Fun, but I'm not totally sure. So if anybody, like from years ago, and I'm talking like 20 years ago, remembers if these half circle stamps were from a different company, but now they're from Too Much Fun. Too Much Fun is still out there. They promote a couple shows, and I don't know if they still have these stamps available or not. But anyways, they worked perfect because they fit on the half circle of the folio card. Made it super easy. So this is the only one I have. But anyways, so for this card, you fold it, fold it, fold it. And the original thinking was you could put a little seal there and send it all enclosed, you know, and then it opens up. So But if you have these, you might be stuck for a couple reasons. It's like, what do you do? And A and B, the envelope that it comes with is a square. So square envelopes are usually more to send. They are at your 2-ounce rate, which I'm not sure. I think that's 70 cents right now. Might be a little bit more. I don't exactly know. But there is, let's just do that first. How can you get away with not paying the extra postage? So you could take an A7 envelope, which is 5 by 5 1/4 by 7 1/4. So you could take an A7 envelope, which is 7.25 by 5.25, which we have them. And you can insert a little piece in there. And if you cut a piece just of cardstock or paper and you glue it right in there, then your folio card will fit inside there and you're not going to pay any extra postage. So that's a way to get around that. So how do you exactly do that? Super easy. The hard part is getting tape on both sides of your piece of paper. If you have the tape that, like the red line tape, or the purple tape, or even your ATG tape, not in a thing, you can put it on one side, where you have your strip of paper, you can turn it over and put it on your other, and then you just peel the backings off. I don't. I just have mine. So it doesn't matter which side you put it on. But if I slid it in this side, my tape is right here and it's going to attach. Now I also want to attach it on this other end. I want to attach it on both sides. So if I'm going to stick it in there, it's going to stick to the inside of the envelope. And I'm just going to put one strip right here. I'm going to hold it because I don't have any of the other tape. But you're just going to stick that right in your envelope. And you just don't want tape sticking up right here because that'll tape it shut unless you're intending to tape it shut. But right now, we have now made our envelope space a little bit smaller, and you can send your square cards in a rectangle envelope because they're not going to go past that. So that's your little hack. I actually think Hallmark started doing that too. So that's your little hack for mailing your square cards in a rectangle envelope. You can do it with any size, doesn't matter. As long as this card fits in it top to bottom. And then you're just going to cut a strip of scrap cardstock, insert it in, tape it, so then nothing gets by right there. So don't be afraid of those square cards. Or the other thing you can do is just give them to people. When you have to give a birthday card, you give it in person. So those people get the square cards. The people that you're going to mail get the rectangle cards. Anyways, let's go on to our folio cards. I'm going to start out with just one super easy with some brush blending and with some of the stamps that I already had pre-printed. But I also have a couple different things you can do. So I'm just going to start with this. This side is our back, so we can just leave it. If you want to mask it off, you can. I'm just going to do some brush blending because I can do that pretty quick and easy. And I'm just going to do all 4 panels, and I'm just going to mask them off as I go. But then we'll go on to other layers, like cutting layers for our folio card. But first, you can stamp actually anything on these 4 layers. They don't have to be the stamps that are specifically made for them. You could stamp any background stamp on there. You could brush blend on there. You could take pattern paper and cut it to size and put that on there. But I'm just doing this first before we get to cutting layers that are going to fit on there. Oops, my fingers are dirty. So this is one of my most favorite stamps from Impression Obsession from years ago. Now they probably still don't have it. And I'm just going to stamp some lines. I have a few of them, just because I used it so much on Make and Takes. And we are going to get to Christmas in a little bit. Oh, that one I probably did a little crooked. But I'm just putting a pattern on there. And now I'm going to move on to blue. And let's put blue pattern on the other two panels. I kind of like to make two panels similar and then the other two panels, but you can make them all four different if you want. I'm wondering if I need to use a darker blue ink pad. Or this one should be fine. So just a really quick background on here. I think I pulled some of the yellow off my Post-it note. And that's why it's a little greenish there. But that's okay. Because if it was perfect, what would it be? It would be Hallmark. And handmade cards mean so much more. I mean, it's nice to give cards, you know, if you need to do Hallmark, you need to do Hallmark. But handmade are very nice. So I'm going to try and get my stripes in about the same spot. And it makes a really cool kind of square pattern going around the center. So I'm going to use my same little stripes with a little bit darker blue ink pad. And, ooh, maybe that's too dark. Oh well, we started with it. I like the yellow. The yellows, I use that color a lot. It makes me happy. Sunshine yellow. Okay. So let me put my brushes away. So anyways, again, for folding, I'm trying to get my hands not dirty. We're going to fold them all in. Now we can fold our two blues and then our two yellows, okay? Or we could fold them underneath each other, and I'm not sure what kind of pattern that's called, but we could fold that last one in. And this is how it makes kind of a cool little square pattern going all the way around. So closing this, I am going to first attach my layers, but you can attach them to just one corner, you know, one corner the top, one corner the bottom. You can't attach to both, otherwise you'll stick it shut. So you just want to attach it to one. You could use Velcro if you really wanted to stick it down, but let's first, and maybe I want yellow in there instead of green. Or no, maybe I want some green. So let me stick these down first. And so that's one way to close it. The other way to close it is to use like a belly band, which that's what I'm going to do on my final one. I can pop that up a little bit with my foam tape. But yeah, so this one is just showing you can just stamp right on those panels with whatever you want to stamp on them. Could be any background, could be stripes, could be circles, could be brush blending. You don't need the stamps that are the half circles. Although if you have them, they work perfectly. So Or if you want them, check with Too Much Fun to see if they still carry them.
Too Much Fun's website is under construction right now.
Oh,
so
okay. I did not know that.
yeah, I just kind of pulled it up. So
Okay. So we could attach this. If you're attaching it, you only want to attach it in one corner with adhesive. Okay, because otherwise you're going to stick it shut. If you attach the whole thing around, you're going to stick your card shut, and you'll have a really pretty thing on the front, but you won't be able to get to the inside. Or
pinwheel look, yeah, it looks like a pinwheel.
Pinwheel, yeah. Or we could take and we could make a belly band that's going to go all the way around. So let's do that. So, and now you can score it. I am just going to bend this around instead of scoring it. Yeah, kind of like a pinwheel. That's what that is. And I probably don't need it as long as I have it. But I can make my band that's going to go all the way around. And I just need them to overlap a little bit. And if I know they're going to overlap by about 1 inch, then I only want to put about 1 inch of adhesive to make my little belly band. And now when I attach my thing to the front, I can attach it flat down, or I could use foam tape. But again, I only want to put it down the middle of this because my belly band isn't that wide. So I can close that up with a little belly band that's gonna, and I might have put it on there too tight. Oh, I did put it on there kind of tight. So you're gonna open it up and you can, put something on the inside. You can put a gift card on the inside. Now another way for attaching your gift cards, I showed a way last week, but you could put just adhesive on the bottom, and then you can tuck your gift card right underneath that. So that will kind of hold your gift card in place. And yeah, don't make your belly band quite as tight as I did, because I think I made that one a little bit too tight. And I'll struggle with that to get it put back together after we're done, because I want to get on to, or maybe I'm just going to struggle with it right now. Okay, there we go.
Too Much Fun promotions, rubber stamps.
Yeah, Too Much Fun rubber stamps. They do promote some shows. So that would be the same company. Okay, so now let's go on to our folio card and layers. So we have some circle layers and we have some scallop circle layers. See, the scallop circle layers are 4.5, so they're going to fit really close to the edge. Then we have a 4.38 and 4-inch circle layers. And those, you get just a slight border around there, or if you layer just the 4-inch one, then you have about a 1/4 inch border around there.
Marion Phillips wants to know, is this a die?
This is not a die. So we just have these pre-cut in white and cream.
And then she asks, where is the show? I don't know what she means.
Marion, for our warehouse sale, if that's what you're referring to, we have that in Appleton, Wisconsin, which is where we're from, and we do that once a year in September. Otherwise, Too Much Fun does promote some shows. They promote ones in Fort Wayne, Syracuse, and
Tennessee.
Tennessee, yes, that's it. So anyways, now if I want to attach this one I pre-stamped, but if I want to attach it, I can cut it first in half, and then it needs to be trimmed a little bit more, or I can kind of just hold it in place, turn it over, and put my pencil mark and then I can trim right on my pencil mark, which is going to be a little bit less than half. So I'm going to trim on my pencil mark, or slightly to the inside of it. And now when I layer that on there, that's my layer, okay? And then I can trim my other one to the exact same size. So I can just line those up with stripes. I should have made sure my stripes were a little bit straighter, but that's okay. If it's perfect, what? It's Hallmark. Okay, so these might be a little hard to hold in place. So I'm just going to look at it and say I'm going to take about 1/8 of an inch off of there, because I'm a kind of go for it kind of gal. And if it's not perfect, it's okay. So these are our circle layers, and we have these all pre-cut. So they are, you just have to trim them a little bit slightly under half, and then you have layers for your folio cards. So I'm first going to attach these on there, and then we'll get to the red. This is the sour apple that I'm using first. And then we'll do some gumdrop green and some wild cherry. And then I do have a hack for if you're just like, nope, I don't want to do the folio cards, I don't know why I bought these. I do have a hack for that too. I do have a way that you can use them so you're not wasting the paper. So we have those two. And then we can either do a straight gumdrop green and a red, or we can do our scallop gumdrop green and our red. So I think I'm going to do it this way, just because I did the straight here. I'm just not sure whether I want the gumdrop or whether I want the sour apple. I think I'm going to use the gumdrop. I'm going to use a couple different shades of green, because I have these little guys that are going to go on there, and they're kind of between the gumdrop and the sour apple. So we'll just add another shade of green in there. So first I am going to attach my circle to my scallop circle. Okay, then I'm going to line this up on here, and it's pretty close to the edge, because this is 4.5 and our scallop circle is 4.5, so you can see it goes edge to edge. And you can turn it so your scallops, you know, I don't know if it'll go exactly in the same spot on the scallop, but
For some reason, my link isn't coming up. I'm trying to give Marion a link for the scallop.
I am again going to trim this just inside my line. And then my other one I'm going to trim also. And that's about 1/8 of an inch, kind of like it was before. I think the edge of my white right here on my cutting mat is 1/8 of an inch, so that works out kind of handy. So, and now I'm going to add these to my other two flower sections. I don't know what they're called. Rounded sections, half circle sections. But let's add these onto here. Now, for closing this one up, we can do the same, you know, where we can alternate. Okay, or We can do it the way we did our other one. Which I kind of like that way better. I was going to go with the red on top, but I think I'm going to go this way instead. And we can attach our little guy. Now for closing, if I make a band that goes around here, I kind of need to attach my gnome to my band. So I'm not going to make a band on this one. I might make something that goes straight across. I'm not sure yet. But let's just look, because I have that cut out. I also have a word cut out. So, because I remember you could put something right in the middle there and attach it just to one side. If you wanted it totally to stick, you could put Velcro on the other side. So let's get this piece together. So yeah, there's different ways. And plus they're coming out of an envelope, so they'll be together in the envelope. And then they'll just open it up. So you don't necessarily need a belly band on there, but you could use one. But yeah, the envelope's going to kind of hold it closed. So you don't necessarily need, you know, any Velcro or anything to hold it closed. Sometimes I do when I'm displaying them, but okay, so let's, now if I want to add that, now if I add it to one side, it'll be loose, or you can add it to both sides and then just trim it. So let's do that. On the one side that I'm gonna attach my words, I could just cut, I don't have to be as precise cutting it, I could just cut it straight.
Sarah, did you ever think about using magnets instead of Velcro?
Yep, you could use magnets. Actually, I've used magnets on our scored card holder. I've used magnets there.
Okay.
So yeah, you could use a magnet. To get this straight, see how I'm closing it, because you want them to attach. So I'm attaching it, and I only have tape on part of it, but I'm kind of lining that up. So I'm not doing it willy-nilly, I'm just kind of lining it up. Then I'm going to open it, and then I am just going to follow that circle. And now I'm going to put tape on half of my 'Tis the Season. Just make sure your words are in the right direction when you're doing that. So again, just on half. So it opens and closes. And then we can attach our little guy. So and I'm going to put a little, I'm just not sure which one I like. I think I like him. So let me put a little foam tape on him. Then we'll get him attached. There is one more gnome that I'm going to do something with, because I'm going to show you another way to use the folio cards if you don't want to use them as a folio card. You have a package of them and you're just like, I want to do something else with these. So I have another way for you. Okay, so let's get our gnome on there, and then we're done with this one. Then we're going to go to one more. Okay, so there's our cute little Christmas folio card. I didn't do anything on the inside of this one yet, but yeah, so we've got those two folio cards. And now let's go on. So you are saying, yep, I don't want to mess with a folio card. So I have some more pieces here. The other option that you have is you take your folio card and you deconstruct it. So if you say, nope, I'm not making a folio card, but I have these, I don't know why I bought them. So you're just going to take and you're going to cut your half circle off. And then you can use this to stamp other pieces, your gnomes, your words, whatever. And we're going to start with an A2 card. And we're going to take this and we're going to layer it with some of our other pieces. Okay, so this one I am going to attach it to my red and I'm going to trim it off. And this piece I cut. So this is one of our new greens. It's kind of hard to see on there. So hang on, let's see if I have a different piece of paper. I do. So you can see. So this is one of our new greens. It's from the Lessable line. It's called Bright Green. And it is kind of a nice green. And I don't think I put these on the website as scored cards yet, but we do have them. They just got put on our shelf. So that's just a white layer, which I don't think I was supposed to attach yet. I wasn't. So, and then I have, actually, I wasn't supposed to attach our white layer, so hang on a second, I might go get myself another white layer. But I have a green one, and this is strong lime, and I did run that through an embossing folder. Now I'm going to take an ink pad, and you can use any dye-based ink pad, and I am just going to drag it across just to give some variance in color. See how like all of my polka dots that were standing up from the embossing folder are now colored. So that just gives a nice little effect. And I wasn't supposed to attach that because I am tying ribbon around it. So I am going to get a different piece of cardstock. I'm going to find a different one here because I'm sure I have one in this whole area. Because I have paper, I'm surrounded by paper. Can you even imagine? Okay. So I am going to cut this one down to what my white was, which I believe was 4 by 5 1/4. Oh, it's really hard to see because my quarter is like right in between. That like makes it really difficult. Now we're going to see if I cut right. No, I didn't. Do you even believe it? Okay. Well, Sarah. Hang on a second. We're going to see what else I have. This is going to be easier. Sometimes I will do this, especially when I can't measure. I attach it on first and then trim it. Not totally recommended, but in this case, when I don't have my good trimmer, that's what I'm going to do. There we go, much better. Except I hate when I have to cut multiple times, because then one of these times that's my multiple times, I'm going to cut too much. Okay, so we have this, which is going to attach on. And then, like I said, this is part of our folio card. We're going to attach one of our scallop circles to it. We're going to trim off our scallop circle. Now, and if I want to leave it out a little bit longer, since I'm going to put ribbon right here, I can trim it a little bit past my white. Because I know I'm putting ribbon and I'm covering that little bit up. Okay, so now I'm attaching this right here, and I'm going to tie ribbon over there. So this is just how to utilize your folio card as not a folio card. Because you don't want that paper to go to waste, so you can use the half circle of the folio card and use it to attach to another card. Now my ribbon, oh here it is. I did find a ribbon that matched pretty good, and I'm going to tie that into a knot. Now I wish I had one of those little bow tie things. That probably works super good, but this ribbon actually works pretty easy. So I'm going to pull it all the way over to cover up my borders there. I'm going to put adhesive on the back and then attach it to my card. Sometimes it works good to attach adhesive where your ribbon, like underneath your ribbon, because then you don't have to worry about it sliding all over. Sometimes I remember to do that. Attaching this to my green card. Can trim off my ribbon. Okay, now I do have another gnome, so he's going on there. I also do have a little thing of green, a green strip. I'm just not sure where I'm putting my green strip yet. Is he going to be down here and he's going to stand on it? I think so. So let's get that attached. And I will cut it after. Probably could have cut it before I put adhesive on it. This is the green flash glitter paper. It looks good both with the sour apple, the strong lime. It looks good with a lot of different greens. Then we have our gnome is going to go on there. Just need my ribbon to not go in his face. And then I have a 'Tis the Season. So let's attach both of those. So yeah, this is just how to use that folio card if you want to take it apart and totally not use it for a folio card. Because you can't let any paper go to waste. So but yeah, you can take those circles, even the circles that we have pre-cut if you are going to use your folio cards, and you can just cut them to use to just add an element. And then let's pop this guy up. This one I might pop up twice. So really these were pretty quick and easy Christmas cards. And again, you don't have to be worried about sending them in square envelopes. This one will fit in an A2, and our other one we can pop it up to fit in an A7. And we could put it up there, or we could put it down here. So, and then I did have an inside to my card too.
Could you just cut off 2 half circles and then the remaining would be like a gate card?
Yes, you could do that, and I did, because I cut one off earlier today and I cut one off just now in front of camera. And we could do this, and you just have a little gatefold card. So yes, You could definitely do that, but make sure you use your half circles for something on an A2 card or layered with some other circles. So yeah, this is our folio card. So we have our folio card made and used as an A2 card. We have our folio card using our different circle layers. And then we have our folio card where we just attached, or we just stamped right on it. So thank you for joining me tonight. Watch for our recap email that will be coming out next week. It'll have important warehouse sale information. And we'll see you next